I'm Zeno Roman from the Surfcasters Journal. Today, I have a pleasure to introduce a new reel. This is a new Van Staal VR series reel. I have Craig Cantelmo from Van Staal with me today, and he's going to fill us in on what is it all about. It's a beautiful reel he just gave me a few days to fish with. I haven't caught any fish, but I sure had a lot of fun using it. Well, that's not unusual, right? Boy, this is, first of all, my first impression is, wow, it's light.
Very light, but there's a couple of things that we did. We wanted to, what Van Staal is known for is machined, waterproof sealed, and durable and reliable. And we hit all those things with the VR series reels. So like the same foundation of everything in Van Staal, we machine them out of aeronautics grade aluminum. And why we do that is because it's very durable. Okay, so it's something that when you make that purchase, it's going to last for a long time. The other thing is we wanted to make sure it was completely sealed, waterproof, and that's what people know about Van Staal. And what that does is it makes it more reliable and more durable because you spend more time fishing, less time servicing your reel. Okay, so what makes it different though is that we now have a modular design with this. And you hit it on the head when you said it's light. We tried to make the lightest reel that we could that's waterproof sealed for the inshore marketplace to match up with the new really super light rods. Okay, and it's worked very well. But when you look at this, it's modular in design. It has one body size that accommodates 4 different size spools. And you have 2 different rotors that go with those. So for each size rotor, 2 spools will go on it, okay? So 1 body size, 4 spools, 2 rotors. What's really neat now is the bailless kit, the manual pickup kit, comes in the box at no additional charge, as well as the wrench.
You can change by yourself. You basically
Absolutely.
It comes bailed and you take it off.
Yep, it's going to come with the manual throw bail, but you could go through and in the box, all the pieces to make it a manual pickup, and there'll be a video that walks you right through that.
Wow, that's awesome. And I watched you the other day, and you're going to show us in a few minutes how easy it is to disassemble this.
It's really neat.
I mean, I was looking at it, I was like 30 seconds, just few things. So this is basically designed for the light tackle enthusiasts in Northeast, for the inshore surfcasters, boat guys. I got to tell you one thing. Yesterday I was on the beach after you gave me this reel to play with, and I showed it to a few guys that I fish with, and they told me exactly what you just said, and I kind of wanted to mention it. It's like, I got this fancy rod that weighs nothing. It's super light, and I have my Van Staal 300 on it. It's a great reel, but it still feels unbalanced.
Right.
So these reels are actually going to fit a lot better on these.
On a lot of the lighter rods, the super light surf rods, it's going to do well, but it also allows anglers to use these reels in different markets. So this 125 will balance a 7-foot medium rod, whether you're going to throw stick baits at striped bass or you're going to jig fluke. This reel is going to balance those rods as well. So it's a very dynamic product because it's going to balance a whole line of rods, from light inshore, whether you're on a boat throwing stick baits or walking the beach, to an 11-foot rod that you're going to be swimming the rocks in Montauk with.
So there's one body, just one.
One body size.
Basically 2 rotors and 4 spools, so you can interchange and
Correct.
make them from smaller to bigger.
Yep, and remember, it's completely sealed waterproof, and the drag is sealed and waterproof.
All right, well, you're going to show us now.
Sure,
You're going to break one down
to.
for us, and you'll tell us all about it. Well, I'll move out of the frame, and you go over exactly all the features, because obviously we want to know. We've never seen it before. This is the first time or second time for me to see it.
I'd be happy to.
So let me get out of here and let you do your thing.
Sure. You know, when you look at the VR series reels, from the 125 to the 200, you're going from 15 3/4 ounces to 17 ounces. So you're talking about an ultra light reel that's made for this design, which is going to really balance well with the new rods that are on the market today. So it's important that you go in and you match those to make sure that that weight of those rods match up well with the reel. All right, I just grabbed the VR 150 reel, and I'm going to take this apart to show you how simple it is to disassemble this reel. So I don't want to hear anyone talking about they don't have time to service their reels. You take off the drag knob, remove the spool. You can see there's two seals, top and bottom. You're going to remove the handle arm by spinning it clockwise. Now you're going to remove the rotor nut with the wrench that's included in the box, and everything's reverse threads. So you spin the rotor nut off, you take the flyer off of the rotor, and using the wrench, we're going to spin the side cover off into the internal part of the reel. Now what we're going to do is get to the clutch or transmission assembly here by using this knurled nut here and just spinning it off by hand, and the entire thing lifts out. Okay, so when you look at this, the entire reel is accessible, so you could clean it out. There's your traverse guide going to your stainless steel shaft. Here's your stainless steel pinion. You have your radial bearing, your clutch, and your seals in here. And what makes this really neat is these two pins here are going to fixture into your rotor. So now you could just put it in the two holes. There's a hole going through your pinion. You're going to use your Allen key and you're going to spin this pinion off to get to all the seals and the bearings if you need to change them without any external presses that are used on the VS or VSB reels. So we've made a very easy reel to go in and service and keep it running, and all the parts are available. Here's your main gear. So a stainless steel main gear and your side cover. And I'll go ahead and reassemble that reel. We're going to put the clutch back in, and there's two keys that go into two keyways on the inside, but don't be concerned about hitting that the first time, because you screw it down until it stops. Don't over tighten it, and then you're going to turn it against the clutch and it pops right in, and you continue turning that. Make sure this is nice and tight, because this is the structural integrity of the reel. So you want to make sure once it stops, you give it a good twist. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put the side cover on. Now what's really neat about this reel is that you do not have to worry about locking up the reel, but you do have to make sure this roller goes into this traverse guide. So I like to kind of tilt it on an angle. I make sure it's in. Remember, it's reverse threads. So I thread it back in. Use the wrench. Once you're tight with your fingers, you're going to put that on and you're just going to bump it. Going to put the rotor back on. Now you put the rotor nut back on. You spin the rotor nut. You use the wrench that comes in the box. And we're going to tighten that up. Put your spool back on. Drag knob. And now the handle assembly. And now you're back in business.